Hey guys, so today I want to do a comparison between two different computer monitors that I have. So on the left side is my current gaming monitor. This is the Acer Predator XB271HU. It is a 27-inch IPS display that serves as my main computer monitor for my desktop. And then I just got this new computer monitor that I want to try out. Hopefully this will be replacing this one if it does well enough. This is the LG Ultragear 27GR95QE. And this LG monitor is about double the price of this Acer Predator monitor. The reason for that is because the LG monitor is an OLED display. So when I talk about hopefully this will replace this one, I'm talking about from a value standpoint. I know the OLED display should be better, but is it worth double the price? And that's really what I want to compare to here. So if you guys have an IPS gaming display, is it worth paying double the money to upgrade to an OLED one? That's kind of what I want to find out as well. So they're both 27-inch displays, and this one cost me about $400 US, the Acer Predator monitor, and then the LG monitor that I just got cost $800 US, so we literally double the price. Although this one is actually $1,000 brand new if for MSRP. I just got it kind of as a refurb, like kind of like a very good condition version for $800. So keep in mind this one technically is more than twice the price of this one. So yeah, first let's read off the specs here. So the Acer Predator monitor, actually this was about $600 when it came out. Yeah, this is about $600 US when it first came out. Of course, I've had it for over 2 years. So the main specs of this monitor, of course, like I said, 27-inch. It's a 1440p display, so 2560 by 1440 resolution. It's got a brightness of 350 CD per M. That's basically how people measure the brightness, is CD per M. So 350 CDM. That's pretty good, I guess, because IPS displays generally have pretty good brightness. Contrast ratio 1000:1, and yeah, you got your standard G-Sync, FreeSync support, and the response rate of this monitor is, being that this is a gaming monitor, right, should have a pretty good response rate, 4 milliseconds response rate. So yeah, they're actually both gaming monitors. Acer is probably a little bit better known for gaming stuff than LG is, because LG is mostly known for TVs and like more lifestyle, like consumer electronics. For the specialized gaming stuff, not as well known, but LG is getting there. And there is a lot of different OLED monitors on the market now. It didn't used to be like that. But now you see a lot of different OLED gaming monitors from the likes of LG, Corsair, Asus, Alienware. The LG does have the cheapest OLED monitor on the market currently, I believe, because I was just looking for the cheapest OLED monitor replacement, and the LG really was the cheapest one on the market. So that's still expensive though, right? Still more than double the price, but it is still the cheapest OLED option I could afford. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how this one will perform. That's what we'll find out today. And this one has the LG Ultragear OLED. Of course, it's an OLED monitor, so it's going to have better contrast ratio. So let's take a look here. The contrast ratio is 1,500,000:1. Obviously, you know, just far superior to the contrast ratio on the Acer Predator IPS display, of course. The downside of some OLED monitors like this one, though, is that the brightness doesn't get up to as much. So this one's 350 CDM. The LG is only 200 CDM. So the brightness does not get as much as the it doesn't get as bright as the IPS monitor. 240 Hz refresh rate on the LG, so that's more than the Acer Predator. Acer Predator is 144 Hz, overclockable to 165 Hz. This one's 240 Hz, so it's higher. 3 milliseconds or 0.03 milliseconds response time. Actually, the response time in this is better, which means, you know, it's faster. And then, yeah, this one should have better colors too, since this OLED's got the DCI-P3, 98.5% coverage of DCI-P3. So yeah, also it is 2560 by 1440, so resolution is exactly the same. So both 27-inch, both the same resolution, guys, 2560 by 1440. I would say the main differences, besides the OLED panel on this one, is the IPS, like the Acer Predator monitor, is brighter, and the OLED monitor, of course, better contrast ratio, better colors, but also higher refresh rate as well, 240 Hz. Alright, I can show you what came inside the box for this OLED. So for the LG Ultragear 27GR95QE, they never named these monitors very good names. It's very hard to remember them. So yeah, for some reason I got this, they gave me this like Phillips screwdriver tip or head. This is a Phillips screwdriver head and 4 screws, but I'm not really sure what they're exactly for. I didn't really need them to put this monitor together, so I don't know why I have them, but it actually did come in the box. It did not come with an HDMI cable, but it did come with a USB cable. This is a USB-B cable. Yeah. So you can see it's a Type B connector. So Type B connector is the full-size connector. So you know, people are usually used to USB-C, right? So this is the full-size connector here, USB-B. And then it came with a remote. So yeah, this is weird because I didn't think that a monitor needed a remote, but you do have a remote here with this monitor. So it has, I think it's similar to what you would get with an LG OLED TV. And I do have an LG OLED TV as well, the C9. But yeah, it's similar, right? You got your cinema buttons for, I guess, up and down. This wouldn't be channels though on this one. Instead, this up and down will probably be adjusting through your settings, brightness control, mute settings. Then you have some kind of the switcher between the HDMI 1 and HDMI 2 inputs, DTS, because this has DTS Headphone X support, and then this has, I'm not sure exactly these buttons actually know what they do, but for me, having a remote is a little bit overkill for a monitor. I don't know why I need it, and it also has navigation buttons and you know, confirm buttons, stuff like that. This is like what you would use for a TV, right? I don't know why you would need this for a monitor, but okay, I guess if you don't have a TV and you're somehow using this as a replacement for a TV, then then I guess this one makes sense. Like if you want to view this from far away, but then it's 27 inches, so you're gonna get a kind of like a small display. But hey, you know, that could work, because you know, back in the day with CRT TVs, a lot of people view those as those are TVs, right? And those people did use 27-inch CRT TVs. I actually remember when I was a kid, I had like a 17-inch CRT TV. So those were actually pretty small, but they were still TVs, you know. So put them in the living room, then you view them from far away. So I guess some people could use this as a TV. And if you do, then having the remote makes sense. But for me, I'm just going to use it as a computer monitor, so I don't really need the remote. Okay, what else did it come with? So it comes with this little manual thing that goes through the what's inside, right? So yeah, basically instructions to see what's inside here. That's pretty much it. And then how to basically connect it and stuff like that. It's pretty self-explanatory for something like a monitor, so yeah. Then you have a display quality assurance report. So they actually did some spectrum analysis on this monitor, like LG's quality assurance did that. So this one says gamma, they measure the gamma values, color temperature, and color difference. So you can see the results of the measurements there. That's pretty cool that they give you the results of that. That's from the QA division of LG. You have warranties for both Canada and US here. And then you have, this is just additional safety hazard stuff here. You have product registration for Canada, regulatory information, and this is like a little card that you can send back to register by mail. So if you don't want to register online, they give you a mail option, which is very old school. Okay, so that's all the stuff that came inside the box with the LG. I still don't know what these screws are for though. No idea what those are for. Those are not in the manual either. And the remote I'm not going to use. The reason for this USB-C cable that they give you is because on the back there's actually multiple USB inputs that can act as a USB hub. So when you connect the USB cable to your computer, you can actually use this as another USB hub on the back. Which is, let's just go there then. Perfect seeing to showing you what's on the back of these monitors while we're talking about that. But before I do that, I just want to note that the Acer monitor does have the controls on the front of the display. And speaking of which, the bezels, the Acer monitor does have this massive bezel on the bottom that the OLED, the LG OLED doesn't have. So because of that, they also fit the controls on top on the front panel here. They're not labeled, so I can't actually remember what these all do from here. But I can say that these are for the menu. So when you activate these, menu pops up. You can adjust the brightness, contrast, game mode, right? You can overclock it to 165 Hertz, and I forget which one's the power button, but one of these is the power button too. So yeah, that's the front display. Acer does have a big like chin here that they can put the controls on the front panel. Of course, the LG OLED doesn't have that. The power button for the LG is actually beneath here, so if you want to power this on, you have to press underneath. And that's the same for most LG monitors. I have another LG Ultra wide monitor I use for work, and it's the same thing. The power button is always at the bottom. So, alright, let's turn it around and take a look at the back. By the way, guys, the Acer monitor, you can see how thick it is, right? This is how thick it is. And the LG monitor, you can see how thin it is, right? So this is the thickness of the LG OLED monitor and the thickness of the Acer IPS monitor. Pretty different. Definitely the LG is way thinner. Alright, and by the way, there is also two USB ports. Two USB-A ports on the side of the Acer monitor right here. The LG is just too thin to have any ports on the side, of course. So all the ports for the LG is right here on the back. Okay, so the thing about the Acer monitor is that everything's on the bottom of the monitor, so it's a little bit hard to show you guys because of that. So I just have to go over and take a look here. So basically, there is a USB-B, so there's also a USB hub on this one as well. So the USB hub, you connect it to your computer with a USB-B input, just like with the LG. And you have two USB-A connections here that you can use as a USB hub. You have an HDMI full size, of course, here, and a DisplayPort full size to connect to your computer or anything else. So that's pretty much it that's on the Acer Predator. And of course the power is right here. Oh yeah, and there's another power switch here. So this is actually the power switch. Yeah, so I think there's a button on the front that actually turns on the power, but there's also like a hard power switch right here as well. It's right beside the power cord input. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Acer Predator. Everything's just down at the bottom. That's why it's really hard to show you guys. Whereas with the LG, it's a little bit easier because it's not at the bottom, right? It's just on the back, so I can more easily show you guys. So just like with the Acer, you have a USB-B type input that powers these two USB-A connections. So it's another USB hub that you can use. Once you connect it to your computer, you have a AC adapter jack right here, which is a little bit different. So the Acer Predator uses just like a power cord. The LG uses like a traditional barrel jack like you would on a laptop. There's an optical out, which is really cool. The Acer doesn't have that. This optical out means that you can connect to anything with an optical input. I'm guessing what a lot of people will use this for is a power amplifier or a sound bar. Most likely a sound bar is what you would use this for. If you have a sound bar with an optical input, you can use that. You have full-size DisplayPort in, and you have two HDMI inputs, whereas the Acer Predator only had one. So you can also switch between two different inputs here for HDMI. So that's just more inputs for the LG. And then I actually really like this as well. This is like an easy way to disconnect the monitor when you're disassembling it. This is like a smart latch thing here. The Acer doesn't have that. So yeah, that's the different connections on the back. The LG has an extra HDMI input as well as an optical out, which is pretty cool. Acer doesn't have those things. Alright, also for adjustability, the LG has the Acer Beat there too, because the Acer can only go like this, can tilt kind of forward, upwards I would say, upwards and downwards. So you have a vertical tilt right here. This is the most it can tilt downwards, and this is the most it can tilt upwards. It can't tilt to the sides. Of course you can also adjust it all the way down like here, all the way up like here. That's normal for a monitor, but yeah, for the degree of visibility here, for the viewing angles and stuff, you can only adjust it kind of on the vertical axis right here, and not by very much either. Whereas with the LG monitor here, of course you can go up and down. That's normal with, you know, monitors, and you can go up and down just like with the Acer. Again, not a huge degree of adjustability on the vertical axis, but with the LG, you can also adjust it left and right too. So you can adjust it this way or this way. So kind of already have it adjusted to the left, but yeah, you can have it adjusted like this. So that's something that the Acer can't do. So being able to adjust it like that, and actually because you have this kind of ball bearing connection here at the back, you can adjust it in all angles. So you can adjust it up, down, kind of rotate it to left or whatever, diagonal. The LG just has a lot more degrees of visibility, actually, or viewability, I should say. So yeah, you can adjust the LG more than the Acer. The Acer, you can only do this. That's the only thing you can do, right? Vertical, you can't move it left and right, whereas the LG you can. So in addition to up and down, right? So the LG definitely has more adjustability there. So yeah, that's the non-OLED related stuff. The non-OLED related advantages of the LG monitor. So basically, when you're paying double the price, not only are you getting an OLED display, right, which everyone knows is on average, not in every case, but on average superior to IPS displays. You get brighter colors, you know, like the contrast ratio, etc. But not just with the OLED display upgrade, but you also get more adjustability on the LG display. You get more another HDMI input, you get optical out, and thinner bezels. It just looks nicer. So yeah, and of course a higher refresh rate too, 240 Hertz. That's almost double that of the Acer's 144 or 165. So yeah, although LG's not really known as a gaming brand, the specs here look really nice. So I'm really excited to see how it compares to the Acer. So let's check it out. I'm going to be using my Alienware to power these monitors, and then you guys can see maybe the picture quality difference here. By the way, all the videos I'm showing is going to be 1080 because like, some videos don't have the 1440p resolution. Although both of my laptops are set to 1440, of course. Yeah, these YouTube videos are going to be 1080, so just keep that in mind. Alright, I'm going to play another trailer. This one's by an anime movie called Suzume, which is quite famous actually. So I'm going to try something different. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Alright, now I'm going to be showing a gameplay trailer from the game Ghost of Tsushima, and I think this is a very good looking game. And although I'm not going to be playing any games on these monitors for this video, at least I can show you some what a gameplay would look like, kind of. So, alright, let's check it out, the differences. 1, 2, 3.
This is
Yeah, so by the way, this is going to be the last video I show for this video. So let me know what you guys think after in the comment section below. Which one would you rather pick? The Acer Predator, 27-inch 1440p IPS monitor for $400, or the LG Ultragear OLED 27-inch 1440p, of course being OLED monitor. Is it worth double the price? Actually, more than double the price? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. And enjoy this last video I'm going to show you guys. So, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, so now you watched a few different videos on each of these two monitors, and personally after testing them a bit more, this is what I found. So the Acer Predator IPS monitor is actually much better than I expected. I didn't think the picture quality comparison was going to be this close, but yeah, it was actually pretty close. Of course, the IPS display being an LCD, it looks a little bit more washed out. And the OLED, of course, it's got deeper blacks, better contrast ratio, the colors are more vibrant and pop more, but it wasn't as huge of a difference as I expected between these two. And another thing I have to note is that when I was using this monitor, the LG, the brightness is an issue. So I turned it up to max brightness, which by the way, I found out that I didn't actually need the remote for that. Actually what you have to do is, this is really kind of a weird thing that LG did, but the power button is the only button on the monitor, right? So you gotta hold it. Yeah, so basically you gotta hold the power button down here on the LG, and then the menu pops up, and then that's where you do all your settings. It's just one button on the whole monitor for that, and then you press and hold, and then you can kind of adjust it like this. Like, this is really, you press and hold to go back. Like, yeah, this is actually really annoying. I don't know like why LG decided to do it this way, because why just have one button on the monitor? It's just for aesthetics or something, right? But yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, one button on the monitor to do everything. why not put more buttons down here? Like the Acer, it's easy, right? You have all these buttons, you just have one power button to do everything. But anyways, at least I found out how to adjust the settings without the remote. So after I adjusted the brightness up to max, it's still a bit dim for me. Whereas the Acer Predator was easily able to get the brightness up, right? This has more brightness inherently, being an LCD, but you know, I thought the OLED LG, you know, 200 CDM, I thought would be okay. With max brightness, it's still a little bit dim, unfortunately. So yeah, when I was using it in my room, my office actually, and I'm in a solarium, so I get lots of sunlight. So the sunlight, you know, with that hitting it and everything, it's very hard to view stuff. But even when I close the blinds, turning up to max brightness, yeah, it's still pretty hard. It's still a little bit dim. And yeah, they both have G-Sync and FreeSync, so you know, specs-wise, they're fairly similar in terms of that. So yeah, I guess I'm a bit disappointed in the LG because, you know, I paid 800 bucks. Actually, it's worth more like 1,000 bucks brand new. I actually got this one at a discount. But still, you know, it's a lot of money to pay. And unfortunately, I can't really use it in the daytime because it's so dim. So yeah, I guess I'm a bit disappointed in LG for that. You'd think that with their experience in building displays and OLED displays for such a long time, that you know, they would know that the brightness is an issue on OLED displays usually, so they would have compensated for that somehow. But I don't know, it's just not bright enough for me. Like I don't know if other people have any issues with this particular display or monitor, but for me, it's, you know, I work out of my solarium, which is basically a home office that's has windows to the outside, and it's, you know, gets a lot of sunlight in the summer here. So it's just unusable when there's so much sunlight in my room. And yeah, my IPS monitor, the Acer, doesn't have this issue. It's yeah, definitely the LG is just too dim. It doesn't get bright enough. Not very usable in the daytime at all. So I can only really use it at night. But then I'm not buying a monitor to only use at night, right? So yeah, even when I close the blinds, it's still kind of dim. So yeah, I guess I'm disappointed when it comes to that. But yeah, otherwise I think generally the features on this monitor looks good. The OLED display itself, besides the brightness issue, is good. It's just the brightness issue. So I think if you guys are really looking for an OLED monitor, try to get one that's a little bit brighter than this. Or if you're looking for a something that has good blacks, good contrast ratio, and it has the brightness, then try to go for a mini LED monitor. There are a few companies now making mini LED monitors, so yeah, that's what I would recommend. But let me know what you guys think between these two. Would you guys rather choose the Acer Predator IPS display, which is actually pretty good for the price, or the LG OLED monitor, which personally it was like a little bit of a disappointment to me. But you know, I get the specs are actually pretty good, but just maybe not for me. Yeah, like the picture was literally so dim that I would have to squint to really look at it. I mean, it's that bad. Like, I'm not kidding, guys. For me, at least, you know, during the daytime, like, it's basically unusable. Yeah, I had to squint to look at the screen at max brightness. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that's the thing I noticed about these two. Of course, I understand, you know, the LG OLED monitor. Overall, the picture quality, the colors and everything are better. It's got more ports and stuff on it. It's got more adjustability. Yes, and it's got 240 Hz refresh. So that I get that, you know, it is an upgrade in many ways. But I think the Acer Predator monitor, for what it is, for the price, is actually still quite good. So yeah, and I really do like the extra brightness of the Acer Predator. So I don't know. The main thing is, right, the monitor has to be usable, right? It doesn't matter all this extra stuff, as long as the, you know, I'm able to actually view the monitor and use it. And unfortunately, I don't think the OLED monitor is, or the LG OLED monitor, maybe other OLED monitors are better, but the LG OLED monitor, it's just not bright enough for me. Like 200 CDM is just a little bit too dim. Also, I didn't show that these two monitors you can also tilt it vertically, so you can use it. This is actually an orientation you probably most use for work, so you can do both this way. So both the Acer Predator and the LG, you're able to tilt it vertically. So I just want to show that you can do that. I don't, because I don't use these for work, but yeah, you can do that. So on both. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I think for the price, actually, I might actually still keep the Acer Predator, because yeah, this for double the price. Yeah, I get that you know, overall better image quality, and you get some other improvements as well. But the main thing comes down to usability for me, and unfortunately, this monitor is just a little bit too dim at max brightness. The Acer Predator, I don't need to turn up to my max brightness; it's already bright enough. So, yeah, I guess that's my verdict. But what do you guys think? Would you pick the Acer Predator, you know, the IPS display, which is actually really good for the price, or would you choose this one? Actually, this one, of course, looks better too, right? It's got thinner display, thinner bezels and everything. It looks better, more premium looking. Yeah, it's actually got like LEDs back here as well. It's like LEDs, I didn't show these off, but there's LEDs on the back here as well. So that's another cool aesthetic thing. Looks better for sure, but comes down to usability for me. But yeah, would you guys pick? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching.